Hi, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah. We have a wonderful show for you today. Lots of great local businesses joining us. We have some good discussions, and we're going to kick it off today with a publisher from In Business Magazine, John Konarski. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So glad to talk to you. Yeah. So lots of our viewers, of course, familiar with In Business Magazine. Today we're talking about the Expo and conference. So give us an overview.
Yeah, so this is really the biggest full-day business-to-business event that we have in the greater Madison market each and every year. We host it in October every year. This is our 8th annual show, and it's really a day for the business community to come together to celebrate all the great things we've got going on in this business community, and really to come together and connect with each other. Part of our mission in Business Magazine is to connect the local business community, and we really don't have a better opportunity throughout the year for people to come together to make new connections, maybe with companies or professionals, executives that you haven't had a chance to connect with before, and also to make old connections too, and to reconnect with people that maybe you haven't seen in a while. And so this is really a day to come together, to celebrate, to connect, and then we've got some other learning opportunities that I know we'll discuss here as well today too. But yeah, it's really a full-day business extravaganza.
I love that. Business extravaganza, what a great way to describe it. One of the other things that you have going on, as you mentioned, is a keynote presentation that looks fascinating. This year you've got Steve Batista. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Steve was one of the first employees. In fact, if you want to be particular, he was the 19th employee ever at Under Armour back in the year 2000 when this was a small t-shirt company. And obviously I'm sure most of the viewers know the Under Armour name right now, and especially with the tie-in here in Madison with the UW being an Under Armour school now. But this is an amazing story in an ultra-competitive sporting goods industry. And Steve is really best known as the builder of the Under Armour brand. Some of your audience might remember the Protect This House marketing campaign that really helped elevate Under Armour back in the 2000s into a player in that industry. And so he's going to come and share some of these marketing strategies that Under Armour used back in those days to vault them to this behemoth that they are right now, but really to scale those marketing strategies down for a smaller business executive, a small business owner, small business marketing executive. And so people hopefully will be able to take away some real actionable items that you can take back with you and implement in your own companies and organizations when you leave the Expo that day. But I think there's going to be a lot of fascinating stories about his days at Under Armour, what worked, what didn't work, and I think it's going to be a great way to kick off the day at the Expo.
What an interesting conversation. And at one time, Under Armour was a small business.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I mean, every business was a small business at one point, right?
That's the truth. Now, I want to also talk about the Business of Wisconsin Sports panel. Now, there's some big names coming from Wisconsin sports. Talk to us about this discussion.
Yeah, so this is going to be over the lunch hour, and we are bringing together some of the most prominent names in Wisconsin sports. We've got the Badgers, we've got Barry Alvarez coming to speak. We've got the Bucks, the Brewers, who are pretty popular right now. And then we're bringing in Whistling Straits, an executive from Whistling Straits, and for all of the golf viewers out there will know that they've played a major role in turning Wisconsin, really putting Wisconsin on the professional golf map over the last 15 to 20 years, and they're hosting the 2020 Ryder Cup. So this is really going to be, it's going to be less on, the player acquisition. It's going to be more on the business side of these sports franchises and organizations. So looking at fan experience, looking at revenue opportunities, looking at some of the current challenges and opportunities that they're facing right now in their respective sports and leagues. And so we're really going to be looking at the business aspect of these sports franchises. And as you mentioned, I mean, these are some of the most household names in all of sports, but certainly here in Wisconsin, we know we've got such a passionate sports town here in Madison, and so it's going to be a really fascinating, interesting look at the inside of these sports organizations. And obviously, you'll probably notice a theme. We've got a sports theme this year with Under Armour and with this panel discussion. So we're having a lot of fun with that theme this year, and I think this will be a great way to kind of tie that all together over the lunch hour and hear more from these sports organizations.
Wonderful. Speaking of tying it all together, I want to kind of mention some of the way that this works. So if you want to attend the keynote presentation with Steve Batista, that's $50. If you want to attend Business of Women's Wisconsin Sports, rather, that's $30. Or if you want to just attend for free, you can walk the expo floor. We do have to head to break, but give us an overview of what that will be like.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, there's only 2 paid events that are going on that day, and the keynote and then the lunch panel. Everything else is free. So parking is free. If you want to come walk the expo floor, it's free. We do encourage you to go, whether you're coming for free or coming to one of the paid events, we encourage you to go to MadisonBusinessExpo.com, register in advance. If you're coming to one of the paid events, we need you to sign up before 3 o'clock on Friday, October 19th. But you can still come the day of and register on site. It's just going to make your life a lot easier if you pre-register in advance. And again, the website is MadisonBusinessExpo.com.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to it. John, I've been the last couple of years. It's an excellent event. I recommend it. Thanks for being with us
thank
today.
you.
Again, John Konarski is with In Business Magazine, and we are with Talk of the Town. We've got more coming up next.